It's such a shame. I understand why Sony wants to get rid of their PlayStation 3, Vita, and PSP stores, but what about all the games on there? I'm just I don't know. This is when I ask for interesting news, I ask for something like good. Like, I don't know, a new game's gonna get released from a big company, Elden Ring's gonna get news, something like that. But instead, when ask for interesting news, I get Blizzard Activision screwing over employees and giving $200 million to Bobby Kotick. And in this week, PlayStation 3, Vita, and PSP stores are at least rumored for now to be getting closed within July. Now, of course, this isn't fully verified yet because they haven't said it yet, but at least, there's been rumors from credible sources. Now, where are these credible sources coming from? Well, at least from The Gamer, they have said they have verified the situation, and the close will be closed within July. The announcement is planned for the end of the month, and as I mentioned before, this is really bad news for games preservation. Now, unless they're going to move all the games to the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 store, in that case, it's fine. I mean, sure, it's not great that these storefronts are, going down, but at least we have a means to get to the game. That's fine. But, of course, it's whether or not they are going to move those games, and if not, the game preservation scene is definitely going to try to at least grab all the games that they can and, store it as emulation. But it's so strange to me that video games, for some reason, have a hard time preserving games. Like, why would they not? Like, if you look at the film industry, the book industry, you look at any other entertainment industry, like they have multiple copies of a single thing. So I understand if they don't want to keep these storefronts open because nobody's using a PlayStation Portable, PS3, or Vita, but don't you think you should just move those games elsewhere? Because particularly some older games like the PS3 Ratchet and Clank games, I haven't played them yet. And if they moved it to the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 stores, I'd be willing to buy them. If they'd be willing to move also the Ratchet and Clank HD collection, all the PlayStation 2 games, I'd be willing to play that. Heck, there's probably a few other games I'm missing, maybe the Resistance series, the original Killzones. I mean, there's just so many good games that they're just maybe throwing away depending on what's happening here, and I just don't think that's a good idea for game preservation and for their wallet. Because I think people would be willing to rebuy the game. But, I don't know. What do I know? I don't work at these companies, so we'll see probably by the next week. At least they said by the end of this month, so March 31st, give or take. We'll see what they do. Hopefully they don't just, throw these games away. Hopefully not. On to some, what in the world's happening here? Microsoft throwing more money at something news? So, Microsoft is supposedly in exclusive talks to purchase Discord for $10 billion. You heard me right. $10 billion, not million, $billion. And to put that into perspective, Bethesda's purchase was about $7.5 billion? And so, I mean, while Bethesda is just a game company, and I'm not saying that games are a niche thing, Discord is used more prolifically than Bethesda is known. So I understand why it's a higher price tag, but $10 billion, that's quite a bit of money. I'm not sure what they're going to plan on doing with Discord, though. They already have Skype. Why do you need Discord, too? But unless they're going to try to implement Skype to be a more business-heavy stuff, because they have LinkedIn, and Microsoft's known for their professional stuff, so maybe they'll take some aspects of Discord, move it onto Skype, and then keep Discord a gamers type thing and everyday Joe type of communication service? I'm not entirely sure. But, I mean, I don't know why Microsoft's really doing this, honestly. But, hey, whatever they want to do. If they want to spend $10 billion on Discord, go right ahead. Could I get, any amount of that money, though, please? Please? I'll take anything. Please, Microsoft? Please? But on to some free games. PS4 and PS5 users will be able to grab Abzu, Enter the Gungeon, Res Infinite, Subnautica, The Witness, Astrobot Rescue Mission, Moss Thumper, and Paper Beast. Grab them. Even if you don't have a PSVR, I still think it's worth it to get those games because you may in the future, and particularly when PSVR 2.0 comes out, I think PSVR 1.0's equipment is going to be a lot cheaper because people are either going to sell it off or, it's an older version, assuming that all games are going to be compatible with the PSVR 1.0, but maybe with less features. We'll see what they do, but I mean, grab these games. I've heard at least most of them, with Res Infinite the only one I haven't heard of, but all these games are good. Grab them, play them, you know? It's free games. You don't have to pay for them, so just grab them. Now, onto some specific game news. It Takes Two finally released, and everybody was like, great game. Wonderful. And so, at least from those that have played it that people that I know that have played it, they said it's a good game. So, I'm going to assume it's a good game. Particularly if when it came out from the developers of A Way Out and A Tale of Two Brothers, I'd assume that the game's pretty good. They at least have a track record of their games being good, so I wouldn't doubt that this game's, good. Next on the list, Lord of the Rings Gollum. Well, I don't get why you want to make a game about Gollum, but sure, go ahead. You can make a game about him, but I don't get it. I seriously don't. Shadow of Mordor at the very least had an interesting concept and premise, but Gollum? Oh, okay. If you go right ahead, guys, but I don't see the appeal of the game. Now, onto some unfortunate news. Back for Blood, the Left 4 Dead spiritual successor, had to be pushed back. So, I mean, as long as the game comes out good, I mean, it's fine that they're pushing it back. I don't know. Honestly, it's whatever. We'll see whether or not, though, this becomes another Evolve situation where the game's maybe, monetization is bad and or the gameplay's not compelling. But I really hope not, because Left 4 Dead's a good game, and if this is truly a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, I hope the game's good. I'm cheering it on, but it's just that Turtle Rock Studio hasn't been doing that well, at least with their game releases and whatnot, so we'll see what they do, though. On to the next set of negative news. The PC version of Crash Bandicoot 4 launches exclusively on the Battle.net platform, and it's always online. For what reason, though, Blizzard? I'm not sure what to feel about this. I mean, I know it's bad because it's literally just, you need to be online to play a single player game. I don't get the purpose. Is it to prevent people from pirating your game? Because then I can understand kind of, but even then, I don't know. So it's whatever, but honestly, these people need to just stop. Now, I don't want to end the day in a negative, so Monster Hunter Rise came out, and everybody that's playing it right now says it's really good. It's got a few interesting mechanics, like the grappling hook mechanic. I forget what it's called, but basically they just grapple up to higher places, so it looks interesting. Not sure if I'd get it, but I mean, hey, people are having fun with it, so that's good. Now, if only Capcom would release Monster Hunter Dig, then maybe we'd be able to get the boat within the Suez Canal out, but it's lost opportunity to get gamers on with, the real world. But hey, the game's good, and that's good to hear. Well, so that's the end of this week's news. Nothing particularly groundbreaking besides the whole PlayStation 3, PS Vita, and PS Portable storefronts closing down. But if Sony literally were just to say, hey, we're porting all these games to PS4, PS5, there's no issue here. There really won't be an issue here then. Because I understand that you gotta, advertise their new products, so you're trying to, keep the PS3, PS Vita, PS Portable storefronts open. I understand they don't want to keep those open. I understand that, but they should just move their games to, the new console. But, hopefully this week we don't get any interesting news. Please, for the love of God, I don't want to do more negative things on this channel, but I gotta report the news if it happens, so hopefully this week goes well for you guys, and hopefully gaming news doesn't turn out bad. Like, comment, subscribe, and follow my Twitter. I'll post a few things on there here and there when new things come up. So, anyway, I'll see y'all later.